Hello, everyone. Welcome to Canadian music in the 80s, 90s, and more And I guess we can double load this onto the Stompin' Tom fan club because we've got my good friend Duncan Fremlin. Duncan, no, long time no talk. How you been?
All is good here, Alan. All is good in Whiskey Jack land and here in central Canada.
I saw your last clip you posted. You had Billy playing the guitar.
Well, this is one talented man, I'll tell you.
Oh, for
We
sure.
we had Billy on guitar. We had the multi-talented Douglas John Cameron playing the harmonica. We had um, James Michaelini with some beautiful walking bass. So can I tell you the story of this song?
Sure thing. Yeah.
I'll do it for you, babe. I'll do it for you. So it's a song that um, it's on the Long Gone to the Yukon album. And the story behind Long Gone to the Yukon is I tell the story in one of my YouTube videos. I got together with Tom's best friend and songwriting partner, Gate Lapine,
Mhm.
last fall at a Burger King one morning, had some lousy coffee, and we had a long chat. And I recorded some of the discussion about the what went on leading up to the Long Gone to the Yukon album. So Tom had he was writer's block. He's frustrated. He had to get an album out. It was in his contract, and so he called his friend Gate in Ottawa. And Gate historically has been there for Tom whenever, they often get together and write songs. And so, Gate's presence in Tom's material has been there for a very long time. They started writing songs back in 1964 when they first met. So
Right.
anyway, Gate came to town. Rather than me tell the story, I'm going to give you the link. I'll send you the link to the video so Gate can tell you the story.
Yeah, I'll
And
share it in
you
the
can share
description
it.
of the video.
Yeah,
And
yeah, you
yeah,
can share it in the description. It's a cool story. Anyway,
yeah.
from that album, there's a song called I'll Do It For You. So after I met with Gate last fall, I got in the car and I listened to the album, and I never really listened to it closely, but
Right.
on the way home I did. And I came across this song, I'll Do It For You. Now, it was second last song on the CD, so obviously it wasn't placed as a serious or as a major
Right.
song. There were, and also Tom sang it, verse, chorus, nothing, nothing fancy, nothing, no bridge or anything. No, not even no, sorry, it wasn't even a chorus. It was just
Yeah.
basically verse. Anyway, I so I had this thought, uh, given that Gate had asked me a couple of years before to finish some of the other songs that he had written for Tom. So I called Gate when I got home because I had it in my head that I kind of had a chorus written in my head as I was listening to this.
Right.
So I called him when I got home and I said, listen, do you mind if I take that song and expand on it? Because I think it's got a great hook. It's got a very singable melody. It had everything I thought it needed for radio airplay if it had been recorded that way many years ago, which it wasn't, of course. This would have been recorded, I think, in 96, 95, 96,
Right.
something like that. So anyway, Gates said, yeah, he agreed that it needed something that he was always a little, because he had written it back in 1973 for his wife, Jean.
Right.
So the song held some meaning for him, but he gave me license to add some color to it. So I did. I wrote another verse, I added a chorus. And in Tweed, about 3 weeks ago, Gate and his cousin Rolly came down from Ottawa and watched our show for the very first time. Gate had never seen the show, even though we had been singing his songs for 10 years.
Right.
He had never seen the show. So, just as a special prize or a special gift to him, I taught the band I'll Do It For You the night before in Kingston. And when we got to Tweed, we performed it in front of Gate for the very first time.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's the video that I posted that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And what I'm really thrilled about is that I posted it on Facebook. And then a few hours later, Lena gets on and says she loves the song. So that's a special treat when you can get Mrs. Connors to like the
Yeah.
song. That's a very good thing.
Yeah, because I guess I don't know if it would have been a song Tom played live at all, or
Uh, he had written one. Actually, as I said, Gate wrote this song.
yeah,
Tom's name is on it because he's Tom Connors,
right,
but it was really Gate's song. So, um, no, I don't think Tom had ever. He certainly never performed it with us. And
right.
like I said, it was like number 11 on 12 songs on the CD. It wasn't even, but boy, you saw the video.
Yeah,
It's gotta, even, I tell you what, even my sister who lives in Spokane, Washington, even she called me yesterday and told me how much she liked that song. So I'm thinking, geez, there's something to this, it was a pretty good rendition. Billy
yeah,
on guitar, Douglas on harmonica. Billy plays a beautiful guitar solo in it.
yeah,
And in fact, I think we're gonna start doing the song on a regular basis. In which case, I'm gonna ask Billy to even play a guitar lick on the end, so end it. He's a
right.
beautiful, beautiful guitar player. We
Yeah.
really like his style. It's a very percussive, very melodic style. He's very strong on the guitar, so I hope to use him a lot more in the years to come.
Yeah, he plays Kaylee's here on the island when he comes back for a couple of weeks, and he jumps from fiddle to guitar all the time, and it's just
Yeah,
amazing how proficient he is on that
yeah,
instrument as well.
yeah.
Um, but I've always liked the way you guys, Whiskey Jack. I would love to see you guys just dig into deep into Tom's catalog to songs that weren't big hits. You know what I mean? Like you said, this, I do it for you. Dig into a track that probably gets ignored a lot and just
Well, my
put your
last
stamp on it.
my last farewell from
Yeah,
you know I'm working on what am I working on now? The thing about these songs, I gotta say, we've been exploring this catalog now for 10 years.
yeah,
Well, longer than that, but really getting into it, deep into the catalog for 10 years. Um, it's such a large catalog, and what I really like with this show in the band is that I'll do it for you as an example. It took me, I would say, a year. I've been fooling with that song for a year before, because it kind of takes shape. I
yeah,
sing it one way, I sing it another way. I program a backing track on my computer and I play it back and I play along with it. So these songs need to be kind of kneaded and
yeah,
nurtured. And My Last Farewell is another perfect example of that. And the other thing that we're doing now is that we're combining songs. So we're making medleys uh, uh, of songs, thematic medleys.
right.
We do, Adrienne Clarkson spoke very eloquently to me in an interview I did with her. I interviewed her, uh, and she talked about the poetic nature of Tom's songs and how they resonated with the country because he spoke from the heart. And so I created a medley of some of his more poetic. So we do four
Yeah,
songs, and it creates a nice kind of theme, and it allows us to introduce the audience to more material that they wouldn't otherwise know. So,
right.
you know, thing with a 2-hour show, you only get to do 15 songs, maybe.
Yeah.
The guy wrote 1,000, so that doesn't leave much room for air.
Well, even when I first started seeing you guys used to do that song "I'll Dream Alone,"
Yes,
and Howard Willett sang that
deep
song.
down inside of me,
Yeah, what a beautiful
only love
song.
I
Like,
see is when you came to me to be my own. Yes, beautiful melody, eh?
beautiful song, beautiful
Yeah,
lyrics, and it's
yeah.
just probably one that doesn't get a lot of attention in the
I'm
catalog.
just a blue moon away from
That
your
too.
world today. These are beautiful melodies. Yes.
Yeah, like he didn't just write, a lot of people accuse Tom of writing goofy songs, which he did. Goofy, kind of fun-hearted songs, but he did write some beautiful music. Like he truly did. Like
You know,
Songbird Valley is being sang a lot by Dave Gunning and JP Cormier. What a
we do
beautiful
it.
song that is.
We do it now.
Yeah,
And I love our version, quite frankly. They do it, kill it. It's because of them we do the song.
yeah,
Douglas and I took our wives to Hugh's Room years ago, and watched Dave and JP.
Yeah.
And they did that song and everyone paid attention. We took notice when they sang that song because they put so much into it. So Douglas and I looked at each other and we said, we have to do that song.
Yeah, I
So
think I saw you sing it with Cindy Church once.
Cindy sang it.
Yeah, she did
Yes,
she liked the song. Like even
she
she was
did.
a fan of the
She
song.
did.
So
Yes.
which she's coming here with the lunch at Allen's soon.
Charlottetown.
Yeah, she's coming
Yeah.
with Ian Thomas and Mark Jordan and Murray
Murray.
McLaughlin.
Yeah,
So
nice.
yeah, and I got to see your friends, the Good Brothers, recently. They played
I
a visit
watched the
here.
interview. I watched the interview. They didn't admit that we're better looking than them. I was disappointed in that.
I gave them your message and
No, I saw that. I
yeah.
appreciate that. I wasn't, I thought that they would say yes, they are definitely better looking than us, but no.
Yeah.
No,
What an amazing band they are. Like just incredible live musicians, and it's just they really are a treasure in this country.
yeah,
Those guys, like just what a catalog they've got, and
yes,
like and I'm glad they talked openly about Gordon Lightfoot and their friendship with him over the years. That's just kind of nice.
yeah,
And I think there was a tribute show down at Massey Hall recently, and
yeah,
they
apparently.
took part in it, and apparently it's going to air on CBC Gem, I think, on Canada Day.
Hmm.
So that should be that would be a really good show.
The CBC doesn't do much of that these days.
Yeah,
I wish they would.
I do too.
In fact, Alan, even if that was their sole mandate, even if that's where all of the CBC money went, was just to give us live theater, live music, live dance, whatever. Just give Canadians some place where they can go and watch our own kind perform concerts, even if that's all we did. Give us the CBC News and give us CBC Live, and forget that Schitt's Creek and all that other stuff they do. Just get rid of that. Let's get right down to the serious.
Well, at least they
live
do.
music.
At least they do produce stuff here in this country. Which I can't say for the other two big companies that run media in this country, because all they seem to do is pick up shows from the States.
For sure.
At least CBC produces Canadian shows. Like,
Well, CTV, I think, does Jan. I think that's CTV.
yeah, it is CTV, but
So
they don't do a lot of it.
Yeah, no, they don't. And, frankly,
Yeah,
there's probably not a ton of money in it.
probably not. But I mean, the CBC is famous for doing that over the years, you know.
Yes, yes.
But they've produced a lot of classic television over the years. Like, I mean, I keep seeing these advertisements pop up. They keep selling merchandise for some of the old TV shows you grew up with, like Danger Bay and the Raccoons and Beachcombers and stuff like that, which it was truly identifiably Canadian television.
We're nostalgia crazy, Alan. We're nostalgia crazy. That's why all of these goddamn tribute bands are just flooding the market. These, I hope no one ever even imagines that what we do is a tribute act. Please reassure your audience that we are not a tribute band in any sense of the word. We were Tom's band, and we are recreating the stories that we have directly from him. We are singing his songs our way, not his way, and he's watching us over our shoulders. I see him there every night. I can smell his smoke. He's right there, Alan.
Well, I mean, I've always said that you guys have always had the great knack of putting your spin on his music and giving it a fresh life again.
Can I tell you a story about Tom's secondhand smoke?
Absolutely.
Parliament Hill. Sorry, yeah. No, it was at the Order of Canada ceremony. And Adrienne Clarkson was the Governor General at the time. And she had invited Christopher Plummer, Donald Sutherland, Stompin' Tom, I forget who else. So Kate Lapine told me this story because he was there.
Yeah.
Actually, there's two parts to this. So Adrienne, who I got to know a few years ago when she joined our show for some performances and whatnot, she told me the story of when Tom was inducted into the Hall of Fame or into the Order of Canada, that one of the other guests went to her and complained quite loudly about his smoke, the smell of smoke, because he didn't smoke in the Rideau Hall, he smoked at a window, so it blew the smoke. But still, he reeked of smoke all the time.
Right.
So this celebrity, who she refused to name, said that Tom stunk of smoke and he didn't want to sit near him. He was pissed off, as though Adrian didn't have better things to deal with on this day. Anyway,
Yeah.
fast forward a few years, and I'm sitting with Gate last fall, and I'm telling him this story. And so he started talking about his story because he was there. He was invited, he and his wife were invited with Tom and Lena because he was an important part of this family.
Sure.
So he said that he and Donald Sutherland, Tom and Donald Sutherland, almost came to blows over this. That Sutherland was quite upset at having to sit next to Tom, who reeked of cigarette smoke. And so Gates said at one point he thought Tom was laughing at Sutherland about this. He was sort of thumbing his nose at Sutherland and saying, piss off kind of thing. And Sutherland was getting rather pissed off himself. So that would have been a good trivia question had there been a brawl at Rideau Hall over Tom's cigarette smoke. Anyway, I wrote about this in my Substack page. Do you read I think you do.
I do.
Yeah. So you might be able to you might mention that to your listeners as well, that it's not just about Tom. There's a lot of it about Gate, because here's the backstory. Here's the Stompin' Tom backstory that isn't told. Canadians don't know much about Gate Lapine, but he was instrumental in Tom's fame and songwriting success right from the get-go. So I think it's an important story that gets told, which is why I'm writing about it.
Right.
So I post something every week. Something is posted, a story. Doesn't take a long time to read. There's photographs. Sometimes there's videos. Sometimes there's audio. But it's always hopefully engaging. And so if anybody is interested in just, reading about a good Canadian story, I encourage. And again, you could post that link on your
I absolutely will. Yeah.
information thing. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll post as many links as I can think of on there, on the description on my YouTube post.
Yeah.
And be sure to send me that link you were telling me about earlier. I'd love to post that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's Gate seems like a great guy to talk to when it comes to, where Tom came from and where he headed.
He's got the stories. And whenever we get together, he's what is he, 87, I think, and his brain,
really? Yeah.
His brain's working overdrive. And once you get him, like when Tweed, we all went back to the motel after the show.
Mm-hmm.
So the band, Rolly and Gate and I sat in the room, had a few pops, and we got him talking. And the memories came out. I'm going to write about it later on. He told the story of the first meeting at the Maple Leaf Tavern and subsequent songwriting sessions in the room upstairs and that kind of. So I'm going to write more about that. But he told some stories that he never told before. So that comes from, here's an old guy that has these memories, these really important events in his head, and he's never had the chance to really share them. But once you get him in a setting, and the band was quite taken with him, and he's got amazing stories about his brother, doing 9 years in Kingston Pen for armed robbery and then killing himself. And there's so many stories that what a life this guy is living,
I guess. And the other guy I'm really curious, I'd like to see write a book, is Mickey Andrews. Like, I imagine he would have a lot to say about the early days.
I've talked to Mickey many times, and I've written about him. I think did I upload something about him?
I think so.
I think I did. If not, it's coming. I've got stuff. I have a painting that he did at my cottage, which I don't know if I've ever shared that picture of that, but he's a beautiful artist as well as an amazing musician. So yeah, I don't know if he'll ever write a book, but he's certainly a great guy to talk to.
Yeah, I know he's not really into the tech stuff, so I don't know if I'll ever get an
No,
interview with him in that respect. But I've still got this dream about putting a group of Tom's band members together to do a big show up at the Stompin' Tom Center some summer.
yeah,
I'd like to see if we can get the schedules to, align sometime because last summer Billy did a show up there with Leon Gallant and Tim Hadley was there.
oh yeah,
And to see Billy and Tim on stage again, like I mean, they played with Tom for a long time too.
they did
And
indeed.
yeah, and Lena was there right in
Yeah,
the front row. I mean, to see Lena coming to the Stomp and Tom Center every couple of years, it's great to see her there.
yeah, for sure.
That she approves of the job. You've been there, you've seen the job they did up
It's
there.
important. I told Lena when she shows up and whenever she comes to a show, and she came to our show
Yeah,
in Fergus a month or so ago. And I always point her out and tell everybody, this is an important person to be at this show. She's a celebrity, you know.
she should be too. I mean, she's quite a lady. Like, I mean, I remember I ran into her at the Stomp and Tom Center at Billy's show last year, and she gave me a hug and thanked me for the things I do online to help promote the Stomp and Tom Center and his music. And I don't think I do anything great, but I mean,
Alan, there aren't many of us around, man. You and I,
yeah,
it's up and Tom, really, there aren't many of us around that are really recognizing Tom for the genius that he was.
yeah.
So yeah, keep doing it, man.
No, that's what I mean. I just think everybody should. I just don't want anyone to forget about what he did for this country and
Yeah,
the way he tried to reunite the country in music, and
yeah,
probably did it like no one else has ever done or ever will.
yeah.
Well, I mean, the Tragically Hip kind of did a little bit, but I've always said the Tragically Hip couldn't have done what they did if it wasn't for Tom first.
I don't even know, I can't even hum a melody that they wrote. They're not in my radar at all.
Well, they've written some truly Canadian
I'm
songs.
sure they have. No, I've heard of them, but
Yeah,
I don't know what the fuss is about. They're certainly not in the same league as Tom in terms of cultural importance. They'll be long forgotten
well, I
before
mean,
Tom, that's for sure.
the one song you should actually listen to is they wrote a song called 50 Mission Cap. I don't know if you've heard it. It's about Bill Barocco, the former Toronto Maple Leaf, who died on a fishing trip. The,
I know, yeah,
the last goal he ever scored won the Leafs
yeah.
a Stanley
No,
Cup.
I know the story. It's a great
And the
story.
Leafs never won another cup until they found him, which I thought was a great story. And they wrote a
Yeah,
song about it. And that's something Tom would have done,
it
you
is,
know,
yeah, yeah,
it really is. So, and they wrote a song about David Milgaard. That's a true Canadian story too. That's something
yeah,
Tom would have done too. Like, I mean,
yeah.
you can't tell me the Tragically Hip weren't influenced by his writing,
Yeah, no, no, for sure, for sure.
so, and I don't know of many others that really latched on to that kind of thing too. I hope more do. I'd like to hear more songs.
I think Tom and Gord Downey, there was some discussion at some point in time that they would get together just to meet each other, but it never happened. Tom was elusive and kind of reclusive at the end, and so it just never happened. But so be it.
Yeah, I don't know if he would have wanted to meet him though, because I heard a funny story from Darren Parise a while ago
And
that Nickelback wanted to meet Tom and Tom said no.
yeah, no, Tom was pretty strict about all that stuff. Yeah.
But no, that would have been quite a meeting of the minds, though. Gord Downey and Stomp and Tom in the same room. Well, they are together in a way. If you've been to the Horseshoe Tavern recently, there's a
You mean they're not in heaven?
no, there's a big mural at the front of the stage at the Horseshoe of Tom and Gord Downey.
They're not in heaven, these guys.
Oh, sure they are.
They're in
But
country music heaven.
they're on that mural at the front of the Horseshoe Tavern, which is
So I've got to hightail it here. I have a granddaughter that's calling my name, and she needs my love and my music. So I'm gonna go and sing ham and eggs for her.
no worries. Thanks, Duncan. Thanks for joining me. Good to chat
Yeah.
with you.
So just like I said, I think your audience would love this Substack page, and I'll
Yep.
send you the link. I'll send you the link for the Gate Lapine story.
For sure.
and I'll send you the link for the Substack page, so.
Absolutely. And
I'll tell your listeners it's a free subscription, so make sure
Okay.
they subscribe and I'll send them something every week.
I look forward to seeing you here back in PEI in October.
October, man.
We'll
Gonna be
see you
there.
then.
Okay,
Take care, Duncan.
you too.
Bye.